ladies and gentlemen, knockout punches right here. Become an insider. Knowledge is more powerful than anybody's biceps. Knowledge is more powerful. Become an insider. I'll give you a 7-week trial period for free. Go to drglidden.com right now. Become an insider and avail yourself of the encyclopedic information which is available to you right now online. Information that will give you insight into the holistic understanding of your disease and what to do to support and promote your body's ability to optimize its structure and function. Sick and tired of being sick and tired? Sick and tired of being kicked around by the MDs? Well, guess what? Swallow the red pill, pop out of the matrix, pick yourself up, dust yourself on, become an insider, educate yourself about simple steps you can take right now to get your health back, because the MDs will not deliver the goods. Let's finish it up with Selena in Alberta. Selena, one more thing that I neglected in my rush to finish before the end of the last segment. Of course, you need blood sugar support, right? And the recommendation there is 1 bottle of Sweeties per 100 pounds of body weight per month. 1 bottle of Sweeties per 100 pounds of body weight per month. And last but not least, for your joints, in addition to the extra calcium that was recommended, I would take a glucogel in capsule form, which begs the question, how much do you weigh, Selena?
About 170, 175.
Okay, so you need 180 or 18 capsules of glucogel a day.
Per day.
18 times 30 is 540. So you are going to need 240, 480, 120. Oh, goodness gracious, 500. Okay, you're going to need 3 bottles of the glucogel, a 240 count a month. 3 bottles of the glucogel capsules in the 240 count amount. Now, Longevity has 3 different glucogel products. They have liquid glucogel. I don't want you to take that.
Okay.
They have glucogel in capsules. They have 1 bottle that's got 240 caps in it, and they've got another bottle that has 120 caps in it. You need to take 2 bottles of the 240 count and 1 bottle of the 120 count. 2 bottles of the 240 count and 1 bottle of the 120 count a month. And you're good to go. I would run with that program for 6 weeks.
6 weeks?
Yep, 6 weeks. And then I would call back on the radio program and tell me your progress. 6 weeks.
Okay, got it. And will do. One other question, or 2 other questions I've got. I am taking, the only prescription medication I'm taking is estrogen.
Which one?
Estrogen. It's called Premarin.
Yeah, stop it immediately.
Okay, can I just plain stop it?
Well, what would you? Is all your plumbing intact?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you were presumptively given that, why? Because you had hot flushes or what?
Yes, and I was working in very hot conditions.
Yeah, okay. So, as a heads up here, that medicine is formulated, believe it or not, by 2 types of horse hormone, equilin and equilase, and 1 type of human hormone, I believe it's estriol. That's how the medicine got its name, Premarin, because they get the horse hormones from the urine of pregnant mares. So, it's not perhaps the best idea in the world to give a human being a horse hormone, but that's exactly what the MDs did. The FDA fast-tracked this prescription years and years and years ago. And as the decades went by, the results became clear that 2 of the major side effects of Premarin supplementation are breast cancer and ovarian cancer. So taking Premarin puts you at high risk for breast cancer or uterine cancer, and it is my recommendation 100% that you stop this medication immediately. And if it were me, I would flush it down the toilet. I would not attempt to wean off of it. I would throw it the hell away. And I would write the person that prescribed it a very angry letter because they are not staying current with the literature. The literature clearly outlines the danger of this medicine. But, you know, the only people that are prescribing this crap anymore are doctors that are like over 60 years of age, because they're just not going to change. They just don't want to hear it. You know, oh, this wasn't what I was taught. It's good enough for me. It's good enough for you. And it's nonsense. So now, hot flushes are a normal part of the aging process. Menopause is not a disease. It's a time of life. Puberty is not a disease. It's a time of life. So, however, there are some women who, when they go through puberty, they have a horrible time of it. They've got bad mood swings. They've got bad acne. They've got unbelievable cramps. Those are nutrient deficiency driven, and when we give those women the proper diet and the proper nutritional supplements, it all goes away. The same with hot flushes. You know, a couple of hot flushes here or there over the course of 4, 5, or 6 weeks would be a normal part of the menopausal experience for anybody. That's just part of the deal. But if you have debilitating hot flushes which persist, that's different. And that's an indication that your system is nutritionally deficient. So what do we do to support healthy hormones? Everything that I just told you, plus a diet that's high in cholesterol. You want to eat a diet high in cholesterol. Or, you know, you don't even have to eat a diet high in cholesterol. You just need to not be afraid of cholesterol. So butter is good. Full-fat milk is good. Full-fat yogurt is good. Steak with rare or medium rare is good. Chicken and turkey with the skin, it's good. It's all good. Cholesterol is not the Antichrist. And last but not least, if you or once you change your diet and get on board with these nutritional supplements and you're rolling down the track and your blood sugar is getting better, the anxiety is getting better, your sleep's getting better, your back's getting better, you're feeling better generally overall, but the hot flushes hang fire, there's one other product that you can use which is almost a 100% guaranteed to eliminate hot flushes in a good way, not in a medicated way. It's called the Women's Hormone Balancer. It's a longevity product. Get one bottle of the Women's Hormone Balancer. I think there's 180 caps in the bottle. Divide however many caps are in the bottle by the number of days, and by 30, 30 days in the month, more or less. And take that many of capsules a day in divided doses. And usually within 3 weeks, the hot flushes are gone. But you might not even need to do that once you eliminate the 10 bad foods from your diet and start the supplement program. You know, you've been rolling down the road with this for a couple of weeks. Your hormones just might normalize because, once again, and I can't stress this enough, menopause is not a disease. It's a time of life. And to give somebody a drug that's been known for a very high percentage of patients, not just a random rare occurrence, but this is like a big deal. To give a patient a drug that's been known to cause breast cancer for a non-medical condition, I mean, if a chiropractor did that, if an herbalist did that, they'd be thrown in jail. But when the MDs do it, guess what? We give them a pass. And, somebody's got to go to jail, Selena, and maybe sometime somebody will, but that's another story. I appreciate your support. I must move on. From Alberta to Tennessee, there's a trip we can only make on the radio. Let's go talk to Lauren in Tennessee. Hey, Lauren, thanks for the call. You are live.
Are you talking about me?
I hope so.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm not in Alberta, but that's okay.
Well, where are you?
I'm in Tennessee, but I'm in, where am I? Murfreesboro.
Okay, well, welcome aboard. How can I help?
Okay, I've been on the product now for 8 months, and I've got a lot of improvement.
Great.
But my blood sugar is still not in good shape, and I found a doctor here that is, I found a doctor that's on board. Signed him up as a distributor, an MD doctor. And I'm excited about that.
Well, but, you shouldn't be, but good luck.
No, he likes it.
Yeah, well, he's going to try to co-opt it somehow. You mark my words, a tiger never changes his stripes. At some point in time, the MD will try to strong-arm longevity into carrying one of his nutritional supplements or this, that, or the other thing, I doubt very much that you're going to have any success with a medical doctor who's brought into longevity, which that's tantamount to a blue dog Democrat, right? I mean, it's a Democrat who holds themselves out to the community as a Democrat, but they're really a Republican in their politics. It's the same thing. So, I mean, you know, there are exceptions which prove the rule, and maybe you found one, but I would be very surprised if that turned into anything of any moment. But I got to say my hat's off to you for, number one, having the cojones to bring this to the eyes of an MD, and then for actually signing them up into longevity. I mean, you get the great big Dr. Glidden round of applause. I mean, that was just an awesome thing for you to do. No kidding. So good luck. I'll keep my fingers crossed for you.
Okay. Well, anyway, so now I'm with a doctor that is a diabetic doctor, and he's trying to get my sugars under control. And he knows I don't want any kind of medications, but I'm still on insulin, and he's going to try to help me to get off of the insulin.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I like that. So my problem is, like right now I'm doing this test, and he's got me, like one day I'm skipping breakfast and checking my blood sugars even at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then the next day skipping lunch and checking my sugars, you know, figuring out what it is in the morning and noon and evening.
Well, they're trying to micromanage it, and, you know, that's all well and good, and I'm okay with micromanagement, but really, from our point of view, there's only one thing that causes blood sugar issues, type 2 diabetes. It's not enough minerals, it's vanadium and chromium specifically. So it's only a matter of time until the minerals fill up in your body to an appropriate level. But I'm going to tell you how to optimize the nutritional aspect of this when we come back from this commercial break. Stick around, Lauren. I'm so glad that you called. I bet you want to get away. I'd want to get away, too, if all I had, in my town was an MD delivering old-fashioned, outdated, archaic, monopolistic, Machiavellian, mediocre medical therapeutics for profit. And then they take no responsibility for your lack of health. It can't be right that this happens, but it happens all of the time. All of the time. It's criminal. I don't know what we can do about it, but one thing we can do about it is get so healthy that they die by attrition, that people just stop going to see them. And this is what we're up to on this radio program. Talking to Lauren in Tennessee about a blood sugar issue, and she's having trouble dialing it in. Lauren, are you still with me?
I am. Yes.
Okay. So how much do you weigh, and what new longevity supplements have you been taking?
Okay, 195, and I take 2 healthy blood sugar packs, and selenium, Ocean's Gold, Root Beer Belly, Flora FX, and the weight management program with the slender fiber.
FX?
Yes.
Yeah, you can stop that. You don't need to do the weight management program. I want you to go to my website, Become an Insider, and watch the webinar that I did on weight loss. Because that's all you need to do. You don't need to do the Slender FX. You can if you want to, but it's a little redundant here, and it's extra money that, you shouldn't be spending. There are other ways.
What do I go to again?
drglidden.com, drglidden.com.
Right.
And click on the link that says Become an Insider.
Okay.
You'll have access to hundreds of hours of health webinars that are in my archived library, one of which is on weight loss and how to do it. The subscriber is a recurring monthly fee, but I have a deal that you can become a subscriber for 7 days, and if you don't like it or you want to cancel, nothing gets charged. So you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain here, okay?
It's like $10 or $20 a month, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
It's a great way to forward your longevity business and to turn other people onto it. I mean, it's a really great way. Yeah, I think you're going to love it. But in any event, there's only under 2 circumstances that medical nutrition fails to work. Well, 2 or 3. Number 1, you're not taking the right stuff appropriate for your body weight. You're taking 80% of the right stuff appropriate for your body weight. There's one thing that you missed. And when you add that one thing, I think it's going to change the picture here for you. Or number 2, you're not absorbing it. So this begs the question, have you eliminated the 10 bad foods?
Yes.
Okay, good girl. So here's what I'd like you to do for 8 weeks, 2 months in a row, to see if you can't accelerate your blood sugar health. Okay? I want you to do one. Stop the Slender FX. Just don't do that anymore.
Okay.
And replace it with 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals, 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals, and 1 more bottle of Sweeties. So you're going to be taking 12 Sweeties a day, and I want you to do that 4, 4, and 4 between meals. Between meals. Not at the beginning of the meal. Sweeties between meals. 4 between breakfast and lunch. 4 between lunch and dinner. 4 between dinner and bed. And with 2 bottles of the plant-derived minerals to your program, you will add 1 ounce of the plant-derived minerals twice a day. So by adding the minerals and increasing the Sweeties, I think you're going to be golden, and within 6 to 8 weeks, there should be a remarkable change in the blood sugar.
Okay.
So, that's all there is to do. Now, in the meantime, you can manage it with the MD Therapeutics if you feel so inclined, or you can just trust me, give the program more time, and keep your fingers crossed. And remember, right, medical nutrition is a process. It's not an event. It unfolds over time, and we have to give it enough time for it to work. And generally speaking, for something like this, I wouldn't be concerned at all if the blood sugar numbers hadn't moved for 6 months, as long as other things are improving, right? Sleep, energy, mood, right? So if you take the Sweeties more and add the plant minerals, and then just give the program more time, you are going to be the happiest person in the entire state of Tennessee. Call me back with a report. I'll look forward to it. Stick around, folks. Fatima is up next. I do not know why. Stay tuned. We will work it out. God willing and the creek don't rise, we will find a solution. Fatima is up in New York with a question about fluoride. Fatima, welcome aboard. You are live.
Hello.
Hello.
This is so amazing to actually call you, but I have a serious question.
Okay, well, I'm a serious doctor, so I'm glad you found me.
Thank you so much. My father has been suffering for years from pain in his knees, heels, and lower back. I picked it up, and I thought it's from fluorosis. I searched it up. I'm not sure.
How old are you?
17.
17. So you think your father's condition is from fluorosis? Yeah.
From accumulation of fluoride in his body from the drinking water.
Yeah, it could be, but it could be. There's a stretch there, Fatima. There's a stretch there. There's a saying in medicine that when you hear hoofbeats, you think about horses before you think about zebras or camels, because horses are more common than zebras or camels. So when we are up against a chronic health condition like, pain in the joints, the first thing to consider is the most common causes of it rather than esoteric causes of it like, fluorosis. You might be right, but it's kind of a stretch, and it wouldn't be high up in my diagnostic cascade. For 90 days, I think it would be prudent to give your father comprehensive bone and joint support in a medical nutrition formulation and advise him to stop eating food that's hurting his bones and joints. So the foods that hurt the bones and joints are soda pop, anything with phosphoric acid in it, which is mostly soda pops. He needs to stop drinking soda pop, number one. And number two, there are 10 other foods which we recommend everybody stop eating, and you can get that list for free on my website, drglidden.com. Be aware of the right-hand column of the front page and just sign up for my free newsletter. It's free. And when you're signed up for my free newsletter, we send you a list of the 10 bad foods and also a video that I put together which explains why. So he needs to stop eating the 10 bad foods and stop drinking soda pop, number one and number two. And number three, how much does he weigh? Do you know?
He's about 175.
Okay. So I would give him this a month for 3 months. And look to see if he gets any traction from this. Every month, I would give him 2 Healthy Start Pack 2.0 liquid packages. It's 2 of those. The one product is called the Healthy Start Pack 2.0 liquid. Healthy Start Pack 2.0 liquid. He needs 2 of those a month.
Healthy Start Pack 2.0.
Liquid.
I'm trying to write it down. Liquid.
Yep. Make sure you put the liquid at the end. That's very important. Okay, he needs 2 of those. 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals. 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals a month.
Okay. Monthly.
Yep. 3 bottles of selenium. That's S like Sam, E. L like Larry, E. N like Nancy, I-U-M. 3 bottles of selenium per month. And last but not least, 2 bottles of glucogel capsules. 2 bottles of glucogel capsules in the 240 count. 2 bottles of glucogel capsules in the 240 count. Have him try that every day for 90 days. Eliminate the 10 bad foods, and then look to see what happens to his bones and joints. And I think you should go to naturopathic medical school. That's what I think.
Yes. I'm really amazed and you changed my whole entire life. But I want to be the naturopathic nursing.
Right. Well, you stick with me, kiddo. We'll if you become an insider and you start to learn right now the stuff that we're talking about, once you get to naturopathic medical school, you will be at the top of your class. And I would look forward to holding your hand and helping you through that journey. So stay in touch with us.
Thank you so much.
I
watch your videos daily. And I write down everything word by word. I'm not trying to play guys, but I'm so amazed by you.
Oh, Fatima, you're great. I appreciate the positive strokes. And remember, we're all in this together. So become a student, figure this out, because there's thousands, tens of thousands, millions of people who are going to need your help. I'm going to need to pass this baton to somebody in 40 years, so step up to the plate, and I'm happy to have you on board. Keep up the good work, kiddo. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? The next generation, stepping up to the plate. I wasn't like that when I was 17, were you? I think this new generation has a lot to offer the world. We have a kid in our longevity business. I don't even know how old she is. I don't think she's 12 yet. Yeah, she might be. I don't know how old she is. I keep forgetting. But she's making, a couple of $1,000s a month. And she's not even a teenager yet. And how is she making thousands of dollars a month? Well, she's helping friends and family members and church members into the undiscovered country of medical nutrition. Effective medical nutrition. There's a difference. Because you'll only be able to be successful with the business if what you do works. Well, what we do works. And I've got a young woman in my organization. She's not even a teenager yet. She's making a couple of grand a month. And that beats a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. Let's go to Oregon and talk to John. Hey, John, thanks for the call. You are live.
Hey, Dr. Glidden, today's your lucky day because I have 2 things to tell you. Number 1, I wrote everything down so I can go fast. And number 2, I'm going to take it very easy today on you and Dr. Wallach.
Okay, good. How can I help?
All right, so I've got a naturopath friend. He's almost 60 years old, about 6 feet tall and 180 pounds. and he's got some variety of cardiac amyloidosis.
Oh, yeah, amyloidosis, yep.
Yeah. And they have told him, these are the people at an extension of the Mayo Clinic, they've told him that it is a cancerous disease process and that there's protein deposition going on and thickening of the walls of the heart.
Yeah, that's what amyloid is. Amyloid is fancy schmancy doctor talk for a certain type of protein. Okay.
Yeah, just like with Alzheimer's disease. So there's also thickening of the walls of the heart. He gets unusually out of breath walking up a hill. He's been, as I told you, seeing doctors at an extension of the Mayo Clinic. And you may know the Mayo Clinic is supposed to be, really nationally renowned for amyloidosis.
Well, it's a fool's errand, though, right? It's the blind leading the blind, because remember, it's like going to 100 of the top communists in the world, expecting them to give you advice about voters' rights. I mean, they're not going to be able to do it, even though they're the top communists in the world. There's no way on God's green earth that they're going to be able to do it. So because these people are trained and schooled and educated in the allopathic reductionistic method, their advice about any chronic health condition or even any acute health condition is going to be given to you through that lens. And,
they only do diagnose, prescribe.
Well, but they diagnose, and their understanding of the pathophysiology of the disease process is skewed and has a built-in bias that they're not even aware of. So they're able to kind of understand and tell you, that, oh, look, the wall of the heart is 3.76 centimeters enlarged, right? And you have deposition of amyloid in the walls of the heart. And, it's not every Joe in town that can tell you that. So it's one thing to be able to tell you that. And that's a good thing. But it's entirely a different thing to be able to tell you what causes that and what to do to fix it. And when it comes to causation and cure, they're completely in the dark.
I agree.
Does that make sense?
So he has been very seriously considering taking their chemotherapy, and they told him it usually kills people. This disease usually kills people in 4 years or less than that. I don't want him to get fast-tracked into that kind of a chemotherapy routine. They have told him that there are light chains in the blood and urine, so it could be kappa form of amyloidosis. That would be an example.
You're right.
I've already recommended some things to him. I've emphasized the nutritional guidelines of the Weston A. Price Foundation and the GAPS diet, and I also found a quote in Nourishing Traditions about unsaturated oils causing amyloidosis. I also told him about the research of Dr. Woodrow Monty.
Yep.
He's done a lot of work on aspartame, methanol, and formaldehyde. I think, his work with formaldehyde causing plaque formation is pretty amazing. I also recommended that he get on plenty of raw butter, some fermented cod liver oil, lots of gelatinous bone broth made at home from the feet and bones of pasture-fed animals, lacto-fermented vegetables, unprocessed sea salt, because those are like a few of the foods just from talking to him I thought he might have been missing. I also recommended he might try cutting out, possibly he might try cutting out the morning routine of taking undenatured whey protein.
Okay.
Because in the absence of diet rich in the animal form of vitamin A, retinol, every bite of protein that you take wipes your body out of vitamin A. I also recommended to him starting a Back to Eden garden because the mineral content, he's talking about, potassium, phosphorus, magnesium, is about 10 times higher, and there's also no tilling and a 95 to 99% reduction in watering.
Well, these things are all good ideas, but they're secondary or tertiary, and they're missing the fundamental underlying supposition from our point of view, which is at the root cause of this illness. So these are all really good things to do on top of a foundation medical nutrition support program. I mean, the Germans figured out in pre-World War II that the single most common cause of an enlarged heart is the deficiency in the mineral selenium. I mean, that was figured out in the 1940s. So he has a selenium deficiency.
I told him all about how there are lots of athletes that die in this country from cardiomyopathy, heart disease, and how they started.
And this is all good, but there's another problem here, and the problem is that this guy's a naturopath, right?
Yeah, I'm really surprised that he would, want to jump into this kind of treatment. Although I also personally I don't know anything about this disease, and if I were him, I would be very scared too.
Well, Dr. Wallach knows a lot about this disease, and in the world of naturopathic medicine, nobody comes close to Dr. Wallach's resume. No, I mean, nobody holds a candle to Dr. Wallach's research history resume. Nobody, not even a conventional medical doctor comes close. So it may be prudent for you to have this naturopathic doctor call Dr. Wallach on Dr. Wallach's radio show and ask him specifically what he should do, because, why go to the mountain when you can go to Mohammed? I'm telling you, I know how the brain of a naturopath works. They're more likely to take our considerations seriously if they hear it from the alpha dog in the herd, and Wallach is the alpha dog in the herd. So my recommendation to you, have your naturopathic friend call Dr. Wallach on his radio show and have him sort him out. I think you're going to get a much better result if you do it that way. Stick around, folks. So much more to come. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden here. Your steadfast advocate for health. Thanks for tuning in and turning on today. Apparently we're having troubles with our technological department. We have a number of people lined up in the phone booth, but I cannot see their names. So I'm going to have to talk spontaneously for the last 4.5 minutes of the show here. We'll not be able to get to the phones because, quite frankly, the technology has let us down. If you've called into the show, I apologize. Give us a call back tomorrow once we have sorted out the problems. So this is the deal, ladies and gentlemen. We do not have a free medical market in the United States. We do not have a free medical market in Canada. We do not have a free medical market in the European Union. We do not have a free medical market in India. We do not have a free medical market in Australia or New Zealand or, quite frankly, anywhere in the world. What we do have is a medical monopolization of the medical marketplace by the pharmaceutical industry and the MDs. And there's nothing wrong with drugs. Drugs will save your life. Thank God for insulin. Thank God for Novocaine. Thank God for penicillin. It's not the drug, it's how it's used. It's not the gun, it's how it's used. The way that the MDs are trained to use drugs is through an allopathic reductionistic methodology. And allopathic medicine argues that the body does not have the ability to fix itself, that you are an evolutionary mistake, that you are an evolutionary coincidence, that you are a skin and bones bag of biochemicals waiting to break, and once something does break, it is not the physician's duty to cure the illness. It is the physician's duty to manage your symptoms with drugs. It is not the physician's duty to cure the problem. It is the physician's duty, the MD's duty, to orchestrate a hostile takeover of the biochemistry of your body with synthetic man-made drugs sold to you for a profit, the intention of which is not to fix the illness, but simply to manage it. Now, it's better to manage blood pressure than to die of high blood pressure. I will give you that much. But wouldn't it be more prudent and more better to attempt to discern the cause of the high blood pressure and eradicate it, fix it, bring the body back into a state of balance? Well, this is what every holistic physician in the world is trained to do. There are a lot of different ways up the mountain. There's a chiropractic method, there's an acupuncture method, there's the Ayurvedic method, there's the homeopathic method. There are many different methodologies under the umbrella of holistically oriented medicine. And all of these methodologies demand private consultations with the holistic healthcare practitioner. You have to see the homeopath and get a homeopathic workup. You have to see the herbalist, get an herbal workup. You have to see the acupuncturist or the chiropractor and get the treatment. Well, with medical nutrition, which is what we talk about here, you don't need to see the doctor. Because we have developed through decades of clinical experience Foundation Medical Nutrition Programs for the Masses. Simple stuff. Foundation Medical Nutrition for the Masses. If you're dealing with a blood pressure issue, we have a program that will promote healthy circulation. If you're dealing with a asthma, lung issue, we have a program that will promote healthy lung function. If you have a blood sugar issue or a bone and joint issue or whatever it is, there's a boilerplate Foundation Medical Nutrition program in place, the intention of which is to optimize your body's ability to bounce back to the degree that it is able to. And this is a much better way to start your road to recovery in the wonderful world of holistic medicine. Give us a try for 90 days. If you like what we're talking about, Lynn, you're listening on terrestrial radio. Listen for the commercial break. During the commercial break, your radio station will give out a number that you can call to get more information about longevity. If you were directed to this radio program by a colleague or an associate or a friend, get with them to get more information about what we are up to. And if you found me all by your lonesome, give my team a call, 855-347-3696. That's 855-347-3696. And let someone from Team Glidden show you the ropes and introduce you and walk you around the undiscovered country of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. Thanks for your support and your time. Until we meet in person, I remain your steadfast advocate for health, Dr. Peter Glidden. Live long and prosper.